back. We get that story of 051 Melly, aka the Grave Digger. I know a couple grave diggers. Yeah. Let's see what your life was about, young Melly. Let's get it. No.
The 051 Melly, aka the Grave Digger.
We probably go do my phone like 17%, so we just get as much as we could get, and then boom, I'll let y'all know when that be over with. So let's just listen. We got whacked with an ad already. Get your money, dog. That nigga used to funk out the dirt. That's how you know he a real ass nigga. He's a real nigga, literally. He's a real nigga. He knew his ops was hard.
051 Melly, or the Grave Digger as he later became known as, was born on November 19, 1991, on the south side of Chicago. Melly, whose real name was Yarmal Williams, grew up with his brother Wu and his sister Kenji, where Yarmal was the eldest of the siblings. Yarmal's big brother, Wu, is currently locked up for gun charges, but his parole date is set to be on the October 16, 2020. He will probably be out when this video has been released. Melly and Wu have the same mother, NGB, but have different fathers. Wu's father, Jerome Golden, is currently locked up for life for 4 murders and an armed robbery. Melly's dad was named Yamur Williams, Melly's stepdad, and Wu's father Jerome, who was also called Fido, was also the brother of G Slim from NLMB. So G Slim was their uncle, though not Yarmal's real uncle, but he was always there for all the siblings, which meant a lot to them, considering that Angie B, the siblings' mother, died of cancer when she was 40, and Fido, who was also like a father for Melly, got locked up in 1994, when Melly was only 3 years old, and Wu 6 months old.
Wu. But oh, now they updated his shit.
Melly grew up in the Randolph Towers, or the Met Buildings as it was also called, with his siblings, his mother and stepdad Jerome. The Randolph Towers on 6217 South Calumet Avenue was known as the Black Disciples headquarters, where his stepdad Fido was one of the big guys who ruled and set. After Jerome was locked up for the 4 murders and the armed robbery, the siblings moved with their mother to 59th and Calumet, which was 600's block. It was there he began to know and date Tay600's sister Mina Red, that he was at home with several times, even when Tay600 was there. When Melly started at DuSable High School, he met and became good friends with several Mickey Cobras who came from 50th to 51st from King to Cottage. For example, he became good friends with KTS Vaughn's cousin Ziku from 051 Young Money. After Ziku was killed in 2008 by Aki from THF 46, Melly started claiming Young Money. However, Melly, who was already a BD because of his stepfather, never switched to Mickey Cobra, even though most of 051's enemies were BDs.
That's real, I guess. That's crazy though. BDs beefing with BDs. But that's how it be.
During his early teens, Melly moved around a lot on both the south and east sides of Chicago. For example, he lived for a long time with his grandmother Alicia and his real father Yammer Williams. Later in life, when he became the highest priority for his enemies, he lived in several different places with various close friends he trusted. He had to move smart. For example, he lived with his uncle Jeffrey Campbell, aka Kurt Mack, from Mabu, who was shot to death in 2017 by Rome from THF 46, and OTF Twin from Lamron. He also lived a lot with his close friend Mabu Crump, who was shot to death outside a party in 2018
these niggas lacking.
by Lil T, who is a female, and Bezu.
Like, they are catching them boys lacking. They are not playing. That's crazy.
From T
They was trying to catch this nigga. No catch. That's how you know he's moving smart. That's crazy.
outside a party in 2018 by Lil T, who is a female, and Bezu from THF 46.
What?
And by Lil T, who is a female,
Tough.
and Bezu from THF 46, and Lil Steve from Lamron. Melly was actually present when Crump was murdered, and was even grazed by a bullet to his head, which I told you about in the story of Get
Right.
Back Gang. Melly had contacts and family all over Chicago. His family is full of heavy gang members.
I think he had a family literally everywhere. So he literally had no choice just to pick someone to beef with. He had literally no choice. It's a crazy life. Yeah, TH46 had some hitters that didn't die. This nigga need to do a thingy on TH46 click. Cause them niggas seem like they just hits and went to jail, got out. Since from all the videos we reacted to. He was killed by the police, ain't it? No, was killed by okay. Brick Squad, here kind of bullshit.
What many do not know is that Mabu Crump used to be close to both Bezu and Lil Durk back in 2012 and 2013, before Mabu and Lamron and THF 46 started beefing around 2014 and 2015. Crump and Bezu and other THF 46 members even used to slide together. This was when they were adults and not long before Bezu later smoked Crump. Because in most cases, members from the different sides around Chicago grew up together as young children, and went to the same school and were actually cool with each other, before they started beefing. This was no wonder. There are, for example, pictures of King Bun and Lil Mark in a group photo from Hyde Park. However, this was when both Crump and Bezu were adults. Crump was also in Lil Durk's music video for This Ain't What You Want in 2013. There is also a rumor that both Bezu and Melly were sitting in the back seat of a car together when Crump was driving. However, I do not know if that is true. This is why Crump knew so much gossip from Lamron and THF 46. I'll talk about the fallout between Mabu and OTF in another video.
That's dangerous though. Hey man, that's crazy though. So it look like TH46 so far from everything we watch, they look like the heaviest gang. Let me know if I'm wrong though. Only Chicago niggas would know. I remember that picture.
Fake shit going on. This ain't fake though. That motherfucker ain't fake, man.
That's how we ride.
That ain't fake, man. Get your goof ass out the car. You goof ass nigga. Get your goofy bitch ass out the car. You fucking goofy. You goofy bitch ass.
Oh, blah, blah,
Like I said before, Melly was plugged into nearly the whole city. He had connections to Malltown GDs, who were close to his father, Yamor, who was also a GD. Melly often used to gamble and play cards in their territory. He was often arrested around that area, 67th to 68th East End Avenue, mostly for gambling. He was also cool with some No Limit members, because of Wu's uncle, G Slim, who was one of the founders of NLMB. He also had connections to 4CH. You can see pictures of him with, among others, Bump J and other famous 4CH members. He also had many cousins on the side of the enemy. Among others, he was a cousin of Lil Rob from Lamron, who he was later mocking, after he was shot to death by arrow from 051 Young Money. He was also a cousin of DYMB Courtney and TYMB Portise, who killed Tuka from STL.
I remember that picture. I feel like had some big ass draws on. Tuka.
051 Young Money is one of the most well-known sets on the south side of Chicago. They are notorious for having an incredible number of killers, with multiple bodies. You have people like Kiddo, who is rumored to have 6 to 7 bodies, and Drillit with 3 to 4 bodies, Arrow and Montana with 2 to 3 bodies. There is a lot. The members of 051 are mainly Mickey Cobras, but it is also both GDs and BDs, which Melly was. Some older members were even Stones back in the days. 051's territory is larger than the average gang in Chicago controls. The average gang in Chicago generally controls less than 2 square miles. But unlike most gangs, YM controls over 3 square miles, and dominates their local area of Hyde Park to Kenwood and Eastern Grand Crossing. Their main territory extends from King Drive to Woodlawn Avenue on 53rd to 48th. The territory is shared by both 051 and Drex side. YM's history as a gang within the area stretching back to the Drex side MCs. Although Young Money has a long history, it took a long time for 051 to establish themselves.
Facts, because how big they are.
051 started to be
It's a lot. I know there's a lot of dumbass niggas they had to get off before it was 100% established.
As a set around 2006 to 2007. It was around that year that the beef with THF 46 started. To simplify it, there are usually 5 different ways in Chicago for how a beef starts between 2 sets. The first is that it's about a girl and that it ends with someone killing a person.
With a bitch. It's always over a bitch. Always. I was literally saying that. I already know it's over a bitch.
Between 2 sets.
That's
the first is that it's about a girl and that it ends with someone killing a person. The other way is that it starts with fights between groups of friends as
or that.
children at school. The third way is that it is about territory. A good example of this is when Black Mob and
One thing I can say, we never did the set one time. These one niggas tried to come on our block and thought shit was sweet. We whooped their ass. The most they did, they broke my dog's car window with their bricks and pushed that shit. But we slid on their ass, you feel me? But we whooped their ass and then we slid back on their ass to whoop their ass again. But they ran, pussy ass niggas. But yeah, that's probably one thing I can say we heavily did, territory shit. You feel me? Well, there was some Chicos, yeah. Some Chicos used to be thinking this sweet one was jits.
Limit used to be cool. Vito from No Limit was trapping in their area without paying or showing respect. He got beat.
I can see where this is going. This is where G Herbo comes in.
From No Limit
Not
was
G
trapped.
Herbo, but because Vito, you know, G Herbo fought with Vito, I think. 9 times out of 10. I'm not too 100% familiar with the gangs in Chicago, you feel me? We had our own shit going on, you feel me? Like as I always say, and I'm gonna keep saying it because we did. But yeah, so y'all boys will have to let me know. Mario knows more than me. You feel me? He was a little bit, no offense, a little bit of a nerd on this shit. Not really me. I don't know too much.
Being in their area without paying or showing respect. He got beat up for it. Hellrail from No Limit then told Vito to go shoot at Black Mob, which he did, however, without hitting anyone. Black Mob came back later, and Blue from Black Mob killed Vito instead. The fourth way is that it starts with one gang starting dissing the other for reasons. The fifth way is that someone gets killed through the back doorway due to personal reasons.
Vito! Hey, you look old. But damn, how did you get caught?
The
so
first
quick?
War 051 entered, and which would later become one of the bloodiest and most famous in Chicago, is the war with THF 46.
I believe it. Them boys was going back to back to back to back to back. TH 46 niggas sound like some heavy hitters. And then the 051 niggas sound like some heavy hitters. So this is like two big ass heavy hitters going to war.
Also known as 46 Terror. THF stands for Trigger Happy Family. 051 Shorties and THF Shorties often fought with each other in school and outside school. After a while, guns began to get involved. It was only a matter of time before the first body was to be dropped. The first body to be dropped between THF and 051 Young Money was lost from 051. Franco and Boo Boo from THF 46 were the suspected killers, of which Franco actually was later convicted of the murder. Lost, whose real name was Carlos Mariels, was shot to death on March 13, 2008 at 4800 South Drexel Boulevard. Lost, 20, suffered wounds from multiple bullets. Carlos was taken to Northwestern Memorial Hospital, where he was pronounced dead at 3:28 p.m. THF 46 is a large set located on 45th 46th, Drexel to Woodlawn. THF is one of Chicago's most dangerous sets. They have a lot of...
I had a feeling, cause bro, when they explaining these niggas, like the past from Get Back In, I watched some, but I watched Duck 1 too, but we didn't react to that obviously. These niggas, the THF niggas sound like they just hit niggas, went to jail, probably got out, or they piping. That's all it sound like. It don't even sound like most of these shit got dropped. But we'll see.
THF is one of Chicago's most dangerous sets. They have a lot of older guys that have multiple bodies and have been in the streets for a long time. They got people like Rome who, for example, shot King Louie in the head and killed both T-Berg and shot Mac from 051 Young Money. THF is very well organized, where Bezu is one of the top guys. Just as Lil Durk mentioned in the song, No Auto Durk, where he said, Law keeps wanting to get Zoo out of the way. They say he is a chief out here. THF also has a lot of strong allies. They are clicked up with sets like Lamron, O'Block, 600 and THF 44, who are all enemies of 051 Young Money, even though a body has never actually dropped between O'Block and 051. Just like Bezu said.
I thought they said Melly killed his cousin, or that was before.
Never actually dropped between O'Block and 051. Just like Bezu said in the live stream with Melly, was that large parts of Chicago fear THF because they actually terrorized all their enemies. They are actually up on all their enemies. 051, SKD, Touch Money, Mabu, 757, Met Boys, Suwu TTB, and even Mob, who never took revenge after Gucci and Tay-Tay from THF killed a boy from Mob, which is the only body which has dropped between the sets.
Damn, they never got revenge. Or I can't say that. You don't know what happened. You feel me? It's just a nigga speaking. They probably just never caught a body, never caught a nigga lacking. But yeah, I already knew it. You even had to tell me. that THF niggas, I already could tell them niggas was ruthless. They sounded like, just by what I heard, I already knew niggas, like, I already knew they was on top. I already knew them niggas was like, they run shit in the streets. Like, yes, nigga, we stamp shit. Like, nigga, we out here. We outside. Not saying them other gangs was not outside, but them niggas was, you feel me? They were steppers. Them boys was stompers. Telling you, bro, these niggas only get locked up. Oh God, I swear to God, they only get locked up. This nigga TH46 locked up, smiling.
There is a video on YouTube of the murder, where you can see Gucci jumping out of Tay-Tay's car and starting chasing a boy and one other guy. He shoot a boy in the back, who falls to the ground. He then stands over him and shoot him a couple more times. You have to look up that video on your own.
This nigga actually puts that. Should've just played it. That boy ain't trying to get copyrighted.
051 Young Money has had various allies and enemies. When Melly, DB, Motor and Duck were alive, they were actually the links between 051, Taekwon World, Jaro City and STL/EBT. Especially Motor, Melly and Duck were close friends. They often played cards with each other. DB was very close to STL and Duck. He often used to hang on their blocks because it is so close. Before all four of them died, especially before Melly died, Jaro, Taekwon World, STL and 051 were very close to each other, even if they had their ups and downs with personal beefs between the gangs, especially between 051 and STL. They are also close to each other because they share the same enemies. One thing that may surprise many but which is not really strange, is that FBG Duck and Melly remain cool, even though Melly killed his cousin THF Raheem, who Duck was relatively close to. He actually attended Raheem's funeral, where many of
He real though, cause he know what this shit come with. He like, it's not, I can't be 100% mad. Feel me? Cause, can't lie. This is what it is. This is just what the streets is. You feel me? Your cousin a op. Yeah, I love my cousin, but my cousin's not gonna. It's just love, family love. It's not that deep. You feel me? But it's a whole bunch of love. It's 100% love, like super family love. But it's like he won't kill him, but if someone else kill him, what can he do? He can't ride for him, cause at the end of the day, you a op. You feel me?
THF
You probably don't feel me, 100%. Only the street niggas can probably feel me. But yeah.
46's main killers also attended. Nothing happened. Billy commented on the incident in a live stream where he said, "What could we do against him? He was around his family all the time." This was no wonder, even if Duck was mourning. He understood that Raheem was an enemy of 051. In addition, he knew that Raheem had shot Melly in the foot 2 weeks earlier.
That boy legit. Whack with that. I'm surprised my phone even made it to this far. I'm trying to hit 30, the tops.
Melly started firing on 051's ops around 2010 to 2011. It was
Firing. Bro, I was like 10, bro. 11 at this time, bro. Just probably getting into Sosa, probably.
around the time when the war against THF really
I was probably fighting niggas in my elementary school. No cap though, seriously. Elementary school. That's probably what I was doing for real. Around 2010, 2011. You see, that was 2010, 2011. Nah, that's when we was in middle school. Middle school whooping niggas' asses.
started to heat up. Melly actually jumped off the porch kind of late. He was actually a great student in school, but eventually he got sucked up in the streets. 2011 was the year when Montana from 051 killed Quint and Tony from THF within a couple
That
of...
boy tried his best to stay out the streets and ended up being one of the top killers. Shit crazy.
the year when Montana from 051 killed Quint and Tony from THF within a couple of months, in revenge after THF killed Los and Zeko in 2008, and Dominic, who was killed by Bezu and Brubra in 2009, where Bezu later got locked up for the murder in 2014, but ended up beating it due to lack of evidence. Quint was thus the first body 051 dropped from THF 46. 2011 was also the year when the war with 600 really started, as the first body dropped between the gangs. On November 10, 2011, T Streets from 051 was sitting in a vehicle around 12:28 a.m. on LaSalle Street, between Garfield Boulevard and 57th Street. M. Thank from 600 walked up to the side window and shot T Streets in the face. He was later found dead on the scene. About 3 months later, 051 equalized and got their revenge on 600. This was also when Melly would catch his first body.
Birds. Soldiers, rest in peace to the soldiers. So I'm assuming if he don't put anything, they're not dead. So these niggas alive type shit. I swear to God, I ain't see a nigga from THF die yet. If I'm tripping, let me know. M thing 600. I know Dirk them boys gonna be 100 because it's just for that thing, D thing. I know if you got that thing, I know it's a meaning to something for them.
On February 2nd, 2012, Melly would begin his murder spree. 20-year-old Shaquille Rush, nicknamed Shaq, had been to a party on the 5900 block of South Calumet Avenue. When he was going home from the party, he first went to pee in an alley outside the party. 051, who for a long time had been lurking and sliding through 600's blocks to avenge D Streets, would now get their chance. Melly and Kiddo from 051 were out looking that night. They spotted Shaq and a girl. Melly and Kiddo ran up to Shaq and shot him multiple times in his body and head. Shaq was later found dead on the scene. The girl was also shot and was taken to the Northwestern Memorial Hospital. Luckily, she was only grazed by the bullet and was able to leave the hospital quickly. Shaq's mother said in an interview that Shaq loved to rap and would often write lyrics and mix beats on his computer. This was not the first time the family had been hit by Chicago's gang violence. In 1998, Shaq's father, Luther Rush, was shot dead by Marcus Smalley of 7339 S. Talman Avenue. Marcus was later convicted of the murder.
Well, I mean, you could have said where Marcus was from. Who the hell Marcus is? That boy's smiling. That bitch said 28. Got like 2 more minutes for y'all.
Melly actually lived in 600's territory during this time, 5909 South Calumet to be exact, which is the heart of 600's territory. A few months later, Melly started constantly mocking Shaq on Twitter, where he said, among other things, that Shaq was laying next to that garbage can, smelling like one, to a member from 600. He basically admitted to the murder on Twitter. Melly actually lived in 600's territory while mocking Shaq, yet 600 could not touch him, even though he became the top priority for 600 after killing Shaq. Melly even wrote several times on Twitter that he lived there. He even wrote to Manny from 600 that he lived in their area, and that he went through their area daily, and went home without worries. Melly, who was BD, and who had heavy BD connections, therefore had protection when he lived in the area. But that did not stop 600 from trying to kill him, but they never managed to catch him lacking during that time.
Smart man at the time. killed him with that one. I know he did.
About 4 to 5 months after Shaq was killed, both THF and 600 would score on 051 again. On March 28, 2012, Lil Chief was caught lacking by Bobo from THF in an alley in the...
We're going to save it for right there. Play it back. 24-24. But hey, man, that 051 Melly story is hard, bro. I fuck with 051 Melly, though. You feel me? That nigga sound like a real-ass street nigga. No cap. Remind me of somebody. But hey, man, let's keep it going. Hey, man, that was lit. I fuck with y'all, bro. There's nice little vibes. Nice little day. Nice reaction day. I am sexy as shit. You cannot lie. But hey, man, part 2 coming soon. If you really want it, drop the like. Spam up the like button. We got 40 minutes left of this video. I should have just did 30, but fuck it. Smash the like button, nigga. Like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to follow us on social media. We gone.